With 2024 rapidly coming to a close, every video game fan is left wondering, where the hell is the Nintendo Switch 2? There's been rumors flying for the past weeks and months that the Nintendo Switch 2 is just a day away from being announced. That it's tomorrow, that all we have to do is wait until tomorrow. All we have to do is wait until next week and we're gonna get the Nintendo Switch 2. We're gonna see it fully revealed. We're gonna see the sequel to Mario Odyssey. We're gonna see new Zelda. We're gonna see new Donkey Kong. All these glorious rumors, and not a single one of them has come true. We've been told that Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD are coming to the Switch, nowhere in sight. We've been told that Nintendo Switch 2 was supposed to be revealed weeks ago and was supposed to come out in March, and it seems like that's highly unlikely. And now, with the financial statement coming out from Nintendo, the chances of us seeing the Nintendo Switch 2 this year are completely zero. And all of those rumor mongers seem to have just disappeared and completely vanished from sight. No more little hints from this leaker saying that this is coming. No more little niblets of just wait till tomorrow. All of it has vanished. And now that analysts have finally decided to speak on the matter, they say that the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement is unlikely before the end of 2024. Yeah, I mean, at this point, yeah. If it didn't happen already, it's probably not going to happen now. It's honestly surprising to me. I really did think that we were going to get a hint of it. Just a little tiny little peek of a hint. And that they would still come out with a strong Q4 with the Nintendo Switch, maybe a little bit of a price cut or something just to boost those final sales. But it's not happening. The Switch is now in its 8th year and sales have continued to fall, with Nintendo today cutting its revenue and profit forecast for the current financial year. They cut their plans by $1 million or 1 million units actually, because they just don't believe it's possible, which obviously makes sense. At this point in time, the Nintendo Switch, it's like everybody who wants a Switch has one. Company president Shuntaro Furukawa today said that there was no change to the company's plan to announce its next-gen console in the current financial year, but failed to go into specifics. This follows their original plan, which is basically that they said that they're going to announce the Nintendo Switch by the end of March 2025. A lot of people thought that what that actually meant was that it would be revealed long before that, thinking like September, October-ish, following the same kind of plan as Switch 1, and that it would be out by March, April, May. That kind of situation. Now it seems like that might not happen unless they do a very, very short run-up and they announce it early January, let's say, and it comes out March, April, something like that. I think they kind of want to stay away from the September, October region just because of GTA. I know there's not really that much crossover between those kinds of audiences, but still, you don't really want to compete in that time frame. Nintendo typically doesn't have anything to worry about with that kind of thing just because they're so powerful on their own and that they're just going to sell so much regardless. But I think it's probably smart for them to keep a little bit of distance. Like, you obviously don't want to launch in the same week. But if we look at Nintendo sales numbers, it also proves that the reason why they don't need to just get this thing out of the door immediately is because they're selling so many damn games. Look at the numbers here, people, okay? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a game that is literally just the Wii U game remade slightly, and then obviously they gave it new maps, new characters and stuff, but it sold 64 million copies. Imagine selling 64 million copies. Are you crazy? And not only that, but you got all these games that have sold millions and millions of copies on the Nintendo Switch. Some of the highest selling games ever are on the Nintendo Switch, and they're first-party Nintendo games. And it shows 100% that Nintendo doesn't have to worry about forcing anything out the door, rushing anything that they don't want to, because they got money coming in like it's nobody's business. And then when you talk about things like the Wii U, which is why a lot of people think that Nintendo was going to follow the same announcement plan for the Switch, is because that's what happened at the tail end of the Wii U. They did this, they did the reveal, they did the launch very quick. It kind of happened pretty quickly. And people think the same thing's going to happen with the Switch too. But the difference is that at that point in time, Nintendo had to move quickly. They weren't selling any Wii U's and nobody cared. They had to make a change and they had to make it fast to keep people interested and to get people shifting onto their next product and really buying into the Nintendo Switch ecosystem with incredible games and a great piece of hardware. Now they don't really have to do that. They can take as much time as they want because it seems like no matter what they do, people are just gonna buy whatever they release. And we have even new numbers to point to that as well, because the most recent games that have launched on Nintendo Switch just this past quarter, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, Luigi's Mansion 2, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, all of them selling millions of copies. And this is what you need to remember, is that this is at the tail end of the Switch's life, okay? there's going to be less people buying into the hardware and less people buying these games because a lot of people are now expecting that Switch 2 is going to come at any moment. So they're waiting for that. They're saying, I'm not going to pick up one of these games until the Switch 2 comes and I'll play it there because I know for a fact it's going to run better on the Switch 2, especially when you hear things like The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom having terrible frame rate and non-stop performance issues. And then Mario and Luigi Brothership, non-stop performance issues. Something that should and hopefully will be fixed on the Switch 2. So instead of buying something now, people are just happy to wait because they know it's coming soon. Like, realistically, it's not doing that much damage or that much of anything to Nintendo because they're so capable and no matter what they're gonna sell. But numbers are clearly dropping, as you can see in the quarterly unit sales trends. There's a big dip here of what they're expecting and also of what they've made so far from the previous quarter. People are just not buying in as much. They're waiting for the Switch 2. People want the Switch 2 and they want it now. Then you also have websites like this, a countdown timer that's been reset what feels like a dozen times. Because you constantly have these so-called insiders that seem to think that they know literally everything about the going-ons at Nintendo and that they got connections to people in the back. Their uncle works at Nintendo, their grandpa founded Nintendo, they are Shigeru Miyamoto, they know everything. But it turns out they know nothing. These people are guessing just like everyone else, and they've been wrong every single time. Even people who are respected and trusted in a lot of situations, like Jeff Grubb. How many times has he said that Wind Waker's coming? How many times has Wind Waker come to Switch? 0 times. 0. But according to him, it can happen at any moment. Do I believe that it's probably, they have it and they're waiting for it to come out? Honestly, I do. I think it's probably going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 launch title. Or maybe not a launch title, but it's coming within that kind of time frame, like a launch window, let's say. But according to him, it should have been out a long time ago. According to all these leakers, we should have got the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement 3 months ago. It seems like all these people are just hoping to be the first one on the scene to say, I was right and I got this information right, when actually none of them know a single thing about what they're talking about. Everybody's just guessing. Even me, I'm just guessing. I said that I expected the Switch 2 to be revealed weeks ago. I'll own up to that. I thought 100% in my heart, literally like within the past month, it was gonna be revealed. Not a major reveal, just like, here's the Switch 2. Here it is, everybody. Here it is. For all you people not buying the Switch 1 this holiday season, here's what you get to look forward to. And for everybody else, please enjoy the Switch 1. And it turns out, they said, no thank you, we don't need to do that. We got an amazing library. We still have this great hardware. I mean, it's not great, let's be honest. Switch 1 is, at this point, it's old. It can barely run the games that it's got, and it's in some trouble. It needs a little bit of power boost, which is why the Switch 2 is coming, but it's still a great console. If you don't have a Switch 1 and you pick up Switch right now, you'll have an amazing time with it. There are plenty of amazing, incredible games on there that you'll have a fantastic time with, that you could spend hundreds of hours on. Completely worth it. So do they need to release the Switch 2 immediately? No, they don't. But do we want the Switch 2? I mean, yeah, damn it, I want it. I want it bad. How much longer do we gotta wait, Nintendo? How much longer? Ooh.